Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, you're watching the Online Racing Network, here bringing you the Nxtgen GT Sport Hot Hatch Series. Tonight, the guys at the Interlagos. This track, very difficult in a lot of places. I particularly am not a massive fan of driving around this circuit, but it does provide some spectacular racing. Currently sitting on the pole, our feature race winner from last week, Don Dotter. That's incorrect information. I don't know where that came from. My apologies. I remember Saxo was able to capitalise and win the feature. I think Dom must have won the sprint race, if I'm correct. I know it was Bars, wasn't it? I've got no idea, guys. I'm still not super well. A little bit disorientated at times. But anyway, we're back racing today at the Interlagos. Qualifying has been going on for about 10 minutes. So we'll be coming up to the race start soon. These are the guys in the field. I believe we have 13 drivers tonight. Let me just check that to be sure. Got the live time we can see. Yeah, 13 drivers. We'll go through them now. We have Don, Big Z, Baz, Jutty, Ron making his second week start. Bert, JD Green, Lou Archer, Robinson, Dark Arter, he must be, I've not seen him race, he must be a new guy. Saxo, Blake and Lorna. So we got a pretty busy field here tonight at the Interlagos for round 7. Bigsy's in the beautiful Care Pair paint scheme. Gonna enjoy seeing that travel around here. I think Don's pretty happy with his lap time, almost breaking into the 141s there. Most of these paint schemes remain unchanged. However, Jutty has reverted team to, I think, BDD Racing. Ron Racing running the same paint scheme he had last week. Bert, JD Green, Lou Archer back in his 23 Golf. Wells Robinson, Takata driving a Castrol Honda paint scheme. Very nice. We've got Blake in the Thomas and Friends Golf. Man, that looks extremely similar to mine. The colours actually, it's really good. I've got a Golf, and he's got a very similar body paint and like that red trim on the bottom. Very nice to see that. We got Saxo, Polish once again, still out due to injuries with his back. So again, wishing speedy recovery. Hope to see him for round 8. Lorna, of course, Jutty's teammate, and that rounds, not Jutty's teammate, JD Green's teammate, and that rounds out the entire field here at the Interlagos. As always, we will begin with a sprint race, followed by a reverse grid feature race. So we should be having some good mojo tonight here at the Interlagos. I like just saying the Interlagos. It's pretty nice. Anyway, as he's going to kindly drive us around once again, let's ride with an onboard lap here with Don, our current pole sitter, if this thing runs out and no one is able to knock him off the top. I believe Don is also racing with an injured leg this evening. It's not slowing him down at all. This section here, I find it's always difficult to get smoothly done. Always running ride, etc. We actually have Polish in the race chat. He stopped by to say hello, and he wishes his teammate NGR Saxo a good race, and wishing everybody a great race too. And we hope to see you back on track soon, Polish. Saxo jumps up to third on the board with his lap. And at the line, that will be a lap around the Interlagos with Don Dotter. His teammate Bert as well on the front row. B-Wine Racing maybe having a 1-2 at the start of this thing. And your Saxo falls behind. Now it's Bigsy on the board. So 3 Civics to start this one off, as we're closing in on the end of qualifying. It looks like Blake's leaving. I wonder if we'll be getting him back or not. That is a very nice Civic that Jutty's driving there. I think, actually, the guy who made that paint scheme, I think I have one of those that was made for me before I decided to commentate this series. I think it's very similar, if not the same, to the sort of Megane that Baz runs. Looks like he's repainted it onto the Civic, which is, I believe he already had one. He'd already designed it when he'd made this design, was testing out the cars, so he put it on a few cars. But you can see the similarities there. We look at Baz's vehicle here, and then we hop up to Jutty. As you can see, very similar paint schemes, done in the same style. Same decal on the hood. No rule against use of different makes for the teams. Baz parked off to one side, and Joe Bigsy takes his Care Bear machine back out onto the racetrack as qualifying is officially over. It looks like Baz has regained the reins tonight as the lobby host. In order to turn off ghosting, the guys have been experimenting, I must say, so flags and penalties have been disabled, meaning I've got a bit of an extra job to make sure when I'm flicking through the field that people aren't cutting corners, etc. Quite important stuff. I doubt any of these guys will, but it's worth keeping an eye on as the race is about to begin. Our sprint race here at the Interlagos is about to get underway. The top 3 all Civics. It's a Megane sitting in 4th place, JT Green, then a Golf, followed by some more Civics. They seem to be the strongest vehicles here tonight. Let's see if they can prove it in 10 laps here for our sprint event. The green lights are out. We're underway at Interlagos. Nice jump for Don. He's going to get a good run into turn 1. His teammate falls behind him. And they all come through the first section. Can be quite tight coming through here. So in here, a bit of tyre smoke. Let's check back in the field. Does anyone go? Nope, the entire field. Looks like that was weird. It's fine now. It wouldn't let me go onto the final car as they all come blistering down this longest stretch of the circuit. Gets very fast and very wide. Don running quite wide there. Ron Racing making his second start in the Nxtgen Hot Hatch Series. Pretty good run for him last week at Blue Moon Bay. NGR Saxo, though, the big surprise last week, struggled all the way through the sprint event. Seemed to be struggling all of the way through the feature until about halfway he just seemed to explode to the front out of nowhere. Now boy, that was crazy to watch. B-Wine Racing, positions 1 and 2 as we come around to complete lap 1, but Saxo is hot on Bert's heels. Baz retains his 4th place position as JD Green has fallen through the field a little bit. Lost a couple of spots. Another set of teammates, Archer and Robinson, now in positions 7 and 8 respectively. This is exactly what Don wants to see as Saxo begins to battle Bert. Don is able to run away a little bit. Saxo's going to have the slipstream down here. Maybe able to make a better move next time if he doesn't catch him in the second sector here. Here they all come up the hill. The view of the lake in the background. So NGR Bigsy going for a move on Baz for the 5th spot. As previously stated, I think Bigsy's the only guy we've actually seen be able to really get that Ford Focus to work. It seemed to be quite a difficult vehicle for a lot of these guys to drive, but NGR Bigsy just seems to be able to make it happen. And with a livery like that, you can't complain. Archer up to 7th. His teammate now battling Ron, though, side by side. Looks like Ron's going to slip in between the two of them. Take you back to the front of the pack, see what is going on at the front. Don, 1.5 seconds. But Saxo is still trying to get past Bert. He seems to be quicker. Of course, remember, in this series, these vehicles have strict weight and horsepower restrictions. But the car setup, these guys can play with as much really as they like. Sometimes it can be who can build the better race car. But of course, driving ability is a very important factor as well. Saxo looking around the outside now. Not able to get close enough. Tuck it in behind Bert once again. Looks like he's going to try and power around the outside again here. Bold moves, that's going to wear those tyres down, but they are side by side. Saxo's on the inside of him. Can he complete the pass? Doesn't look like it. Bert's still inside. Look at this battle for second. Looks like Bert will succumb to Saxo for now. Saxo up into 2nd place. NGR Bigsy also able to get around Baz for the 5th spot. New Archer so far not able to make progress since he gained 7th place. However, he does have Baz just ahead. Robinson also coming under pressure from Lorna now. As he's battled Ron Racing, it seems to have let Lorna in. Oh, bit of contact. Some taps down the straight. Looks like Lorna's got a bit of a run, but nowhere to put it right now with these two battling side by side. Tricky place to go in side by side, especially in these tight race cars. Let's take you back to 4th spot as Jutty is slowly gaining on Bert. As your race leader, here's the top 5 in perspective. That is the gap so far as we've completed 3 laps of racing. camera angles around this racetrack in GT Sport, very good. Very cinematic. You can see everything. As you can see now, the gap between Saxo and Bert is increasing. Saxo trying to run down our race leader Don right now. These guys have been the class of the field overall. Saxo and Don winning races, running consistent. Earning the big points. I believe we had a comment. I'm just going to quickly open up the app to see what has been said. It appears Ron Racing's son is in the chat, wishing his father good luck in this race. Currently sitting in the 9th spot now as Robinson's fallen back to 11th. Lorna able to get past. Ron Racing, of course, making his second start in the Nxtgen Hot Hatch Series. His first races being last week at the Blue Moon Bay infield circuit. Saxo overall losing ground to Don Dotter right now as we are approaching the halfway point of the race. At the line, the cross flags will be displayed. Don has led all laps so far and will lead the most laps in the sprint race as he crosses the line. As we reach halfway, the gap now 4 seconds back to Saxo. The battle for third though heating up. Jutty and Bigsy are closing in on Bert as they enter turn 1. Jutty getting extremely close here. Will we see a power move? Or will Jutty hold back? Looks like Bert's going to go for a defensive line. Oh, and Bert's way off the racetrack. Jutty comes in, gets underneath him. They're side by side. Bert with a better run though. And he also has the advantage on the inside line going into the next corner. Jutty falls back in place as this battle commences. NGR Bigsy though is closing the gap himself, back there in 5th. As the laps whittle down, a mistake right now could be crucial to someone's success or another's failure. Ron now up into the 8th spot, looking at trying to get around JD Green for 7th. Seems like the teammates of Robinson and Lou not having a great start here at the Interlagos. Lou's fallen back to the 11th spot. Robinson still trying to battle for 9th. And it looks like we have a pit stop. Bert coming down pit road. My apologies, he's finished the stop. Most likely for tyres. Maybe a splash of fuel. We'll have to see what the others do. I'm not really aware of the fuel consumption here. Here comes Jutty and Bigsy. Bars now closing in. At the line there will be 3 laps to go. For Don to take his first win in a little while. Of course, Saxo coming off a hot win in the feature race last week. Doing a small cycle through the field for you guys. And there's Dark Carter. It's come down pit road. It's going to be some new super softs and a splash of gas. He's away. Here comes Saxo. Seems like Don's been able to get that gap to about 4.5 seconds, 4 seconds. But it looks like Don may have burned up his stuff. But he's got a fair lead over Saxo and then of course the rest of the field, so he may feel comfortable where he is in the situation he is with tyres. At the line, 2 more laps to go for these guys in our sprint race. My apologies. As Bigsy is up to 3rd spot. Jutty has fallen back to 4th and is going to fall into the clutches of Baz if he's not careful here. Baz does move to the inside. Ooh, ran a little wide there, nearly hooked the back of Bigsy. That could have been big right there for these guys. Luckily they stay green. Bert's coming back into the picture there in 6th. Don's lead is dropping. Saxo is coming, but I do not believe there is enough time left. Just over a lap to go for these guys in our sprint race. Look at this massive crowd between 3rd and 6th here. 4 cars battling for position. It's going to be a last lap battle between these 4. And we're going to stay with them. As Baz moves up into 3rd, Bigsy back to 4th. I will keep an eye on the race leaders. The white flag is out for Don. It seems like Jutty's off the pace. But these 3, however, still battling quite hard. Bigsy, Bert and Baz. Bigsy was 3rd. He's all the way back to 5th now in a swift move there. Does he have a chance to take it back and get a podium? A Megane, a Civic and a Ford. Can the Focus prevail today? Does he have enough to get around these guys? The gap now 3.5 seconds between our two leading Civics. It looks like Saxo has run out of time. Burt back up into third. Spent the majority of this race in the top three. He's now back there after a quick pit stop for some fresh tyres. And it looks like it was a good call. Because he's now starting to pull away from 4th place's Baz and 5th place's Bigsy. Up the line though, it's going to be B Wines Racing, Don's daughter, that gets it done. His teammate will close the podium, and Burt scores a 3rd place finish in the sprint race. Side-by-side battle, but Robinson finishes it off. Ron Racing comes across the line in the 10th spot. Lorna will grab an 11th place finish, and Dark Carter will round out the sprint race field. There are your results, but we will show you that list again, as the lists tend to be, well, it's gone already. He got the pole, he had the fastest lap, and he won the race. Domination for Don in the sprint race. Here are race 1's race results. All 12 drivers accounted for there. Those are the gaps. As always, thank you for tuning in to the Online Racing Network. That was our sprint race here for round 7 at the Interlagos. We're going to take a short break. Of course, congrats to Don for the win, and we'll see you very shortly for race 2, our feature. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Online Racing Network, where we are about to get underway with our feature event. As you can see, we're going to be racing in the sunset here at the Interlagos. There's that view of the beautiful lake, situated at the top right-hand corner of the track on the map. Let's go into the spectator mode, see some of these cars under the sunset-like skies. As you can see though on the left there, very interesting tyre strategies being seen already. After a brief discussion with the guys, the tyres in race 1 was an absolute mess. You saw people pitting, they were complaining, all of them are complaining about the tyre wear being extremely high here. So as you can see, people have opted for different solutions to that problem. We've got Dark Heaters going to be driving on the mediums. We've got Saxo going on softs. A couple of super soft guys there. So it should be interesting to see what strategies work. I believe Dark Heater is saying he doesn't really have a setup for his vehicle, so the guys are looking to do that for him. And then we should get underway here at the Interlagos. We're confirmed for race 2 beginning at 9 o'clock GMT. Lorna also out on the racetrack getting warmed up. This team, Lorna and JD Green, very fast last week at Blue Moon Bay. Lorna was looking to score a win in the feature race and was just pinched at the end. Last couple of laps had that race win taken away. And Lorna looking to be struggling a little bit here at the Interlagos. Not a easy track by any means. It's one thing to get around here, but then be fast around here too. Different story. Down into turn 1, here comes Jutty. Let's ride on board with him in this sunset styled place. We got the time to do it. The skyscrapers in the background there. As well as the lake there just behind that fence. And of course, at some time during the nighttime period of the UK time, I believe it's 5 in the morning, we are due to receive the May update, and we welcome the Le Mans circuit, and we may be doing a special one-off event there if the Bugatti circuit is added. And of course we can't wait to get our teeth into Le Mans, a very fun and larger circuit. just in time, of course, for the 2018 Le Mans 24-hour race. And some excellent new cars appear to be coming as well. My personal favourite will be the 80s Sauber. Love driving that vehicle in the Project Cars games. Grid Autosport, I think, was the first time I drove that car, and it's easily my favourite of the endurance vehicles. As the clock whittles down, though, we are about to get underway for race number 2 here at the Interlagos. I thought strategy was important last week, but after seeing all of these comments in the race chat about tyre wear, and we saw Bigsy run wide. He stated in the chat that he was sorry if he got into Baz, but his tyres were shot. Everyone also commenting on Bert's pit stop for tyres that worked out very well in his favour. Maybe the guys are going to see how, you know, worthy those pit stops can be. If people's tyres are gone, they're probably going to consider just full on going in and getting some fresh rubber too. Is Bars really been blocked as a bad word? As I guess like as bit strange, but oh well. Saxo on top of the board right now over 142.6 in this sort of happy hour practice session. Just running a little bit over schedule, but the race will be starting soon, so don't go anywhere. And the guys have seemed to remove the ghosting, so it's a win for us in that department. But of course we've lost penalties and flags, as they will seem to be contributing factors to the ghosting. Hopefully that has been repaired in this update, as well as these amazing new vehicles and Le Mans circuit we will be receiving tomorrow. So fingers crossed for that. The guys now just waiting to get this going, as Robinson's going to perform us a burnout show, but goes slightly off camera. Hopefully he'll come back. Ron Racing going to do a little spin for us as well. It's normally Lou that does that, so he's let me down a little bit there. It's normally his forte, spinning out in front of the camera. And the race about to get underway here. Remember, as a reverse grid, our race winner will be starting at the rear. Dark Eater will Dark Carter, sorry, will be on the pole. Dark Carter and Lorna make up the front row for our 25 lap feature race. Green flag is out once again at Interlagos. Hopefully this new setup for Dark Carter will be able to actually see what he's capable of behind the wheel of that Civic. In our sprint race he did not have the correct setup. However now he does. We hope to see something better out of him as he storms away with the race lead. Ron racing into third. Is Lorna going to try something on the inside here? Everyone running wide. Jutty the only one really to keep it down there. As Jutty and Lorna get in together. Oh, Ron racing heavily into the wall. He's dropping like a fly through the field. He's going to have some pretty significant damage. Bars and Biggsy struggle to get around. Ron definitely going to be having some damage there. Not sure if Biggsy caught a little bit of something there. No, the front of his vehicle looks clean at the moment, but this is not a great start for these guys as Lorna's going a bit wide. Jutty has claimed the race lead from Dark Carter. I think there was a little bit of a bump there. What is going on? Lorna's off the racing surface, so is Dark Carter. Our race 1 winner Don all the way up to 7th. Saxo to 5th. Saxo now into 3rd spot. And he was getting faster and faster towards the end of the sprint race. Just ran out of time really. Oh, a little bit of a shot there by the looks of it. Robinson able to hold on as Lou Archer slams into the side of Saxo. Wow, Saxo able to hang on the access road there to stay on racing surface. It's very crowded back here in the middle of the pack. Ooh, a little bit of a knock to Lou Archer from Don there. It's getting tight round here as Saxo's dropped back to the 6th spot. Enjo Robinson's found himself in the 2nd spot, bit just behind him. And look at this huge clot of cars. 3rd on back. 4th on back, my apologies. Archer, Saxo, JD Green, Don. 4 cars to settle 4 positions. 2 rows side by side. Saxo's going to get the run on the outside though and claim 4th. There's too much to talk about at the moment. Dark Carter able to move his way back up to 8th. It looks like he may be having a little bit of a networking issue. It seems like he's teleporting around occasionally. Lorna and Ron racing sitting quite far back from the rest of the field. 40 seconds for Lorna, 39 for Ron. Looks like those two may have gone off again together. Archer and JD Green though slamming down the straightaway. Fighting for territory. JD Green going to come under fire from Archer here. Burt is able to get around Robinson for the 3rd spot. Saxo running just behind them. And believe me now that he's got a bit of clean air and not so much chaos, he's going to go get him. Jutty able now to pull out a respectable 3-second lead over Burt. But it looks like Burt now deciding to close in. I don't imagine Robinson will stay there very long. Not really based on driving ability, but the Golfs have seemed to struggle around here. getting enough drive off speed. These Golfs do favour the less technical tracks. This doesn't have the acceleration that perhaps the Civics do. Saxo makes a very nice clean pass there for the third spot. Baz sitting in the 8th spot right now in his Renault Megane, trying to hunt down the Golf of Lou Archer, as well as Don trying to hunt down JD Green for the 5th spot. Robinson trying to make a move there on Saxo, unable to get it done. But there are plenty of more opportunities to go. At the line, 21 laps remaining. As Robinson powering down the straightaway, as you can see, the top speed of the Golf is where it's at. But as soon as we start turning and tight technical swirly sections like we're about to, as you can see, Saxo straight back there to take third. Ooh, but Robinson's back, gave him a little bit of a shot up the racetrack. Saxo able to hold on though. I imagine these drivers will be getting a bit frustrated for position. JD Green looking underneath Don there. Lots of battles all over the racetrack as Dark Carter there, they're going off the racetrack for a bit of a slide. Not exactly what he was hoping for. Three Civics back in 1, 2, 3. Only difference so far is the leader of this race. Instead of Don, it is Jutty. Jutty began to make some good ground in race number 1. Ultimately fell back to just grab a top 5 spot. Robinson at the moment though in a very respectable 4th place. The highest running Golf of the day. Seems to be keeping the car under control and managing his strengths very well. Obviously the straights and top speed zones are his greatest ally. However, Don is closing in. And that will be the main problem. As Don is powering around the outside there of Robinson, and then of course a little bit in the grass, but he will have the inside advantage here. As you see, Robinson's unable to run side by side with Don. I think that is the biggest issue with the Golfs, is just can't really run in that side by side position. Our race leader is being hunted down, but he's going to surrender the race lead for tyres by the looks of it. Pit stop underway for Jutty. Looks like he's going to be the only one to come in. He's going to get some super softs. Worked well for him in the first race. And he's going to top it off with fuel. And a bit of damage repair there. Probably another reason he came in so early. A bit to the race lead. And it's once again 3 Civics. But here comes Robinson. Had the run, but it just wasn't enough as Don wins very wide though. This has allowed JD Green to get into the mix, and he's going to try and make a move on Robinson for the 4th spot. If we go back to 7th though, Robinson's teammate Lou under fire from NGR Bigsy. NGR Bigsy had a great run in the first event, in our sprint race. It was a shame that the tyres began to fall off there at the end, as Bigsy looked very strong to gain a podium. Ultimately, I think he finished just in the top 5. Currently running 8th. Course Doc Carter running a brand new setup for this race. It's his first week here in the hot hatches. Ron, of course, is now his 2nd week in the hot hatches. As Bert has come in, he'll be gaining some super softs as well. But going back to Doc Carter, didn't have the right setup for the hot hatch series, hence him struggling in race 1. But then, of course, running that race, he's gotten used to how that Civic handles, and now he's got plumbed with ultimately a better setup, but of course he's not used to it, so it may take him a little while to get adjusted. We'll have to see how he gets on as this race continues. As Bert's coming out of the pits, looks like he's got quite a bit of fuel in there and super soft tyres. Ultimately, this has allowed NGR Saxo to take the race lead. There is Don right behind him, 4.2 seconds. This looks very familiar, except these two have swapped places. Robinson able to battle around JD Green for the 3rd spot. Looks like there may be some nose damage on Robinson's Golf, maybe cosmetic. Doesn't seem to be hurting the power of the car. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Two Civics, a Golf and 2 Megans make up the top 5. All 5 drivers racing for different teams as well. Robinson gonna have the straight line speed, but Green's gonna have the slipstream. Who will win the battle into turn 1? So JD's looking. Clears the nose. Robinson though looks like he's back in, not quite. As I say, it's all very well JD Green doing that, but looks like the gap's increased too much now. But Robinson with his top speed, wouldn't be surprised if he tried to do something if he was a little bit closer. The gap at the front slowly decreasing. Looks like it's just over a 10th a lap on average between Saxo and Don. Saxo a little bit wide there, caught the grass. That's taken a 10th and a bit off. As Baz now looking on NGR Robinson also. Side by side, but advantage to Baz. He does clear Robinson. Bigsy and Bert side by side. Of course, Bert has been to the pits already. Did decide to get some fresh tyres as well as Jutty there. And the leaders are in. Saxo on softs, JD Green on softs, Don on super softs. Lots of cars coming in for service. Looks like there's a bit of damage on Saxo's vehicle, but it gets repaired, and he's back out. Fresh tyres for Bigsy. Tyres a must. Looks like NGR Saxo is going to win the battle off the pits. And those guys pitted at the end of lap 8. And Saxo did gain some time there, about a second in the pits. This leaves Baz and Robinson out there. Baz now your new race leader. But of course this cycle of pit stops has not completed. These two have yet to go down the pits. We imagine we will see them come down this time. I very much doubt any of these guys will dare try and stretch it to a one-stop race. And there is Bert, who was, I believe, the second one down pit road. Jutty, I believe, pitted a lap beforehand. Not really worth it, considering when they go down pit road they're going to lose about 20 seconds to Bert. Here they come. Baz to pit road, Robinson to pit road. Bert will reclaim the race lead. Baz running the mediums, nearly out of fuel. Not the normal spectacular pit road entrance we get from Baz where the car teleports in from space, but we'll have to settle for that. So this puts Bert in quite a good position now, nearly a 4-second advantage over Jutty and Saxo. Saxo not really looking to waste any time at all getting around Jutty here. Of course, the rate we're seeing these tyres drop off, Jutty may have not pitted really that long ago, but those tyres will be a lot more worn than Saxo's. And you can see that is the difference right there. And Don also in tow there in 4th. Doesn't look like it was a very good pit stop for Baz back in 8th spot. After just really passing Robinson for the race lead before these guys came down pit road. Robinson was the tail car, but there's now NGR Big Z in the mix behind Robinson, and Baz sitting now in 7th, battling with JD Green for position there. And it just shows you what like a pit stop, a couple of laps difference can do to the entire field. But obviously pitting slightly earlier for Bert. I mean, he does seem to be holding off the zone okay now. I believe Bert is on softs, which is the same strategy that Saxo is running. Don seems to be running a super soft strategy, but he's somehow making those tyres last. He's taking good care of them. As he pitted at the same time Saxo did, but running a softer tyre model. So Don just being obviously careful with how he uses those tyres. Robinson up to 5th and holding it tight there. Big Z has moved up a few spots since the pit cycle. 2 to be exact. Baz really under that pit cycle, and Robinson as well, have lost a few spots. Doc Carter, Lorna and Ron racing still a little bit out of the mix right now, but this race could change if other people crash out, lose a lot of time. Obviously they can improve their position and get some points. But of course these guys are in a battle with themselves really. Dark Carter there, 10 seconds out of Ron, 4 seconds back to Lorna from Ron. So there's still 3 cars worth of points there to battle for. And as we begin lap 12, the race lead now down to 1.2 seconds. Saxo is coming, and he's coming hard. That sounded awful, I'm sorry. Jutty's not that far away either, but he's under fire from Don. And Don was looking there, realised that probably Jutty had the better run, get a bit of slipstream, then try again. Not going to happen this time. But look at the drive off Don gets through there. Again, that's the power of the super softs that are like 2 laps old versus the softs that are 4 or 5 laps old. This is going to be a battle of tyre life. The gap now just over 2 tenths. It's not a question of will Saxo make a move, it's a question of when. He knows Don's coming, he needs to get around Bert. The gap back to the 3rd spot is also decreasing. This shows us that Bert is obviously struggling with the tyre wear now, and Saxo is struggling to get around him. No contest between Don and Jutty. Jutty also feeling the effects of tyre wear. Like Baz has been able to fight his way around Robinson and Bigsy since we last checked in. JD Green just back there with Lou Archer. They are fighting for the 8th place. Saxo still unable to get around at this moment in time, and I imagine he'll be finding that a little bit frustrating, but it is Bert's right to defend that racing line. But we'll see what Saxo does here down the front stretch. He's right on his heels. He's going to maybe try and use the slipstream, but looks like Bert's going to hit down pit road. What will it be this time for the Belgian? Super softs seem to be the tyre of choice, and he's going to top it off with some fuel. He may be just constantly topping up the vehicle with fuel to make sure that the last stop may be a little bit quicker. Not just putting all the fuel in big goes. That might be his reasoning behind that. But after pitting at the end of lap 13 there, Bert's going to come out in 4th. So, Saxo and Don once again our race leaders, but compared to before the first pit stop, the gap has decreased about 1.5 seconds between the two. Don progressing further forward, so whatever Don's doing, it's working, and by the next pit stop cycle is complete, we should see Don and Saxo almost side by side, providing it runs as we've seen it so far. But you never know, Jutty and Bert's strategies may prove the ones of choice as Baz goes for a big slide there. Not sure if he was going to overdrive the corner and thought the best solution was to try and handbrake himself to face the right direction. Not always a bad call, that might, although it would have cost him time and tyres. Probably better than going off past the midway stage now of the race. Ron Racing now ahead of Dark Carter. There was a 10-second deficit there, but Ron Racing's put some good laps together and been able to get around Dark, who I presume also in that time may have had a slight mistake, which would have also cost him some time. Lorna remains in 12th place after that unfortunate incident at the start. The gap does not seem to be growing, but it's not shrinking either. These two running a very similar pace at the front. Actually looks like Saxo's running away a little bit. Looks like they're just better in different corners. I reckon this battle is going to be for the race win between these four Civics. Case in point, the Civics have clearly been the class of the field right now at the Interlagos. There's no doubt about it, they're the strongest cars here as Don comes in for some more super soft tyres. Short pitting Saxo. Well, with Saxo, based on his tyre choice, it would be his strategy to run a little bit longer on these. Yeah, but going back to the Civics, they are the class of the field. They are dominating the race. They've led all of the laps, minus the pit cycle laps where we saw Baz lead one. But it's the mix of strategies. I think they're going to change things up. It's unlikely that Bert really has a shot at it, because Saxo's going to have to make probably one more stop unless he gets damage. But Jutty still has a chance. If Jutty pits now, or if Jutty tries to undercut Saxo, he might have a shot at it, but and that's exactly what Don's done. He might have a shot at it. So yeah, it's one of these top four. We'll just have to see how these strategies do play out. I imagine we'll see Saxo in, not this time, maybe not next time, but the time after that. So at the line, he will cross the line twice more, then come down pit road. A nice 7-lap stint. So Saxo storming away right now, 14.3 seconds as Jussie does decide to come down pit road. Super softs for a 10-lap stint. We'll have to see how that plays out. In all fairness, that is what Don has done, except he would have been on an 11-lap stint, which could possibly, depending on how he maintains these tyres, might have cost him a possible chance at the win. We'll have to see. As the two B-Wine teammates battle it out for the 2 podium spots that are up for grabs. Archer and Robinson run 5 and 6. JD Green sitting there in 7th. Jutty back to 8th after that pit stop. And your Big Z seems to have naturally drifted back to 9th. Must have been a spin or something to separate the pace. I see he was right there with Lou Archer. An unfortunate sort of ending. I mean, it's not over yet, and it's not over till it's over, but it's unfortunate that to see how well Big Z was running at the sort of beginning to middle section of this race, to come towards the end and see him running at the back. Don pulling away from his teammate. Don unable to so far replicate his qualifying time, a 1:42.082. So far in this race, Saxo with a 1:42.1 leads the class in speed. Let's look for some battles on the racetrack. Doesn't seem to be any battles commencing at this moment in time. Everyone's got a fair bit of time between them, but everyone else coming down for their final pit stop will likely change that. Everyone's a little bit out of cycle. Lorna comes in after just being lapped. Lorna's going to finish this one off on some soft tyres and a tiny bit of fuel needed. Seems like Jutty's heading his way towards the back of JD Green. See a battle for 7th very shortly. It looks like JD Green hunting down Lou Archer at this time. Looks like Lou Archer's going to make a fairly last minute decision to come down the pits. It'll be 4 soft tyres for Lou too. He'll need a bit more fuel than Lorna did, but he's got his gas and he is away. The gap now though dropping for Saxo, almost 4 seconds difference to when we last checked him with his lead. And even Lorna, a car that was a lap down after entering the pits, look how much quicker Lorna is than Saxo right now, and the Megans haven't even been running super well. That shows very clearly the speed drop out of the tyres. The tyre fall off seems to be tremendous here at the Interlagos, and I think this is going to cause Saxo to come down pit road after seeing Lorna catch him. And yes, he will opt to come down pit road. This is the money stop for Saxo. It's another decision to get softs. This will be a close one. Don exiting turn 3 as Burt comes in again. Likely to get some more super softs. But on pit exits, they're going to come out side by side, literally. But Don is going to have the acceleration. That'll make a good race photo. I'll have to get that taken for the guys. JD Green, Robinson, Burt in. JD Green, Robinson for softs. And super softs also being chosen. There are 6 laps to go. And this is the battle for the lead. Remember, Saxo though just got some fresh tyres. Don's been out there 4 laps already. 5 laps already. I can see Saxo already catching Don. I did think Don's strategy... my apologies. I did think Don's strategy was a little bit cutting it close. And it's looking to me a little bit like it was a little bit too soon. I mean, if the tyres were gone, the tyres were gone, but unfortunately, then that strategy has put him in a bit of a hard place. Saxo's going to try and power his way around the outside. He won't lead the lap, but it looks like he's going to get there first into turn 1 and cut around the outside and reclaim the lead. Those two have separated themselves by 17 seconds as Baz is coming down pit road for some mediums. He pits from 4th. Looks like he's going to come out maybe in double digits here. No, maybe not. I thought those guys were a little bit closer. Baz will rejoin the racing surface in 9th or 5th. Yep. So still a top 5, only 5 laps to go for Baz with some mediums. Maybe would have chosen a softer compound for the remaining laps, but each to their own. Battle on the racetrack for the 7th position. It's a Focus versus a Golf. NGR Big Z back heading towards the top 5. Oh, but sorry, it's Lou Archer that he's battling with for the 7th spot. Lou Archer trying to take 7th away. Archer's teammate Robinson in 6th, just under 4 seconds ahead. Bigsy's going to feel the pressure though of the Golf down the front stretch. Here goes Lou down the inside. Very close to contact being made there, but he's able to hold on. Jutty down pit road again. Super Softs. Can he blast through the field like a rocket as he did in the first race? As Saxo's lead continues to grow, as the lap's now winding down. Ahead is Lorna once again. Looks like Saxo may re-lap the 12th place car. Jutty up into the 6th spot already. Gaining very quickly on NGR Robinson. Big Z back down to 8th. Lou was able to get that spot from him. And as the laps whittle down, only 3 laps to go, looks like Jutty here going to knock Robinson out of a top 5 finishing spot. But there's still a chance for Robinson to defend his position. And these two, once again, on strategy alone, have managed to put themselves out very far ahead. These guys know what they're doing. Of course, these two, the fastest of the fast. But the way they decide to come into the pits, and when, and what to get, shows the true skill of Saxo and Don. And it's obviously why they are the points leaders on the scoring tables. Burt and Jutty, as I said before, I really did think they had a chance for it. The strategy seemed good, just didn't close out the way they would have liked. But Jutty looking here to make a move on Robinson. Looks like he will be able to get a top 5 here. We'll have to wait and see. Dark Carter moving out of the way from the race leaders. That is 2 cars a lap down now for Saxo. But the battle for 11th now taking place on the track. Lorna able to get around Dark Car. He was definitely glitching a little bit. A little bit of teleporting going on. Not ideal. But what can you do? Robinson's still holding off that 5th spot. Impressive driving to keep Jutty at bay with those fresh super softs. Moves up to cover. Robinson wants that top 5, but Jutty's going to get there on the inside. This looks like this will be the move, but can Robinson power it down the inside? He's going to have the advantage going in here. Doesn't want to drift up too much, open the door. But for Saxo, and a 5.1 second lead. This is the flag he wants to see, the white flag about to come out here at Interlagos. 1 lap to go. We move for this battle between Jutty and Robinson. The closest on the track, those guys are basically touching. Side by side again. About to come down the front straight. Lou Archer there in 7th, he's also there. Of course, these two battling has slowed them right down. He will have the advantage here. Jutty got the inside, a bit of contact there. Jutty up into 5th. Will Robinson make a move? Doesn't look like he's close enough anymore. Runs a little bit wide. As those guys battle in the middle sector. NGR Saxo's going to once again prove why he's the man to beat for the championship. As NGR Saxo crosses the line to win the feature race at Interlagos. The battle for 11th from 12th. No, sorry, Don. That was Don and Lorna finishing. I thought that might have been the 11th and 12th guys battling for the last spot. My apologies, but the B-Wine Racing team also going to share another podium here today at Interlagos. And no contest for Jutty. Able to battle with Robinson there on the last lap and grab the top 5 spot. Ron Racing, the last car on the circuit to cross the line. He will round out the top 10. And Robin and Saxo are 1:41.234. That's the fastest lap. What an incredible drive for Saxo and Don. Congratulations to Saxo on winning the feature race. We will go momentarily to the victory lane with him. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen, that was the Online Racing Network's coverage of the Nxtgen Hot Hatch series. I've been your host, Jamie Scrafton, on the Online Racing Network, and we will catch you next week, same time, same place for round 8. Take care.